Have you ever had one of those days where you feel like you can't even talk today? Well, that's how I'm feeling. This is like the third time. So hopefully the third time it is the charm that I could explain to you about my review for stamping tools. There's a bunch of different ones on the market, and I figured I can go into detail with some of them that I've used and some of them how I've seen demoed on YouTube. So I think that I've watched enough of these videos to kind of get a good understanding, and now that I've had a fair shot and using some of them, I figured, hey, this will be awesome. Alrighty, guys, I hope that you have had a awesome week. Can't believe it's Thursday, and if you guys are hearing this over the weekend, I hope that you are enjoying your weekend. This is Arts Class and everything in between. I am your host, Eileen, aka Eileen the Crafter. Additional information about this podcast and my YouTube show, which is called The Little Crafter Show, can be found on my website, eileenthecrafter.com. Yay, I got through that. Because I'm always fumbling. Alrighty, so like I said, my review on stamping tools. There's a bunch on the market, so it kind of boils down to what you like and price point. Honestly, that is just my opinion, because some of them some of them do work better than others. So I know that Fiskars has one, a stamping tool. I forgot the name of it. I think it's just called a stamping tool. But if you look on Fiskars website, you'll see, and you can also, where I got mine at was at Michael's, so maybe you might look in that area. It's a big, not big, I think it was, was it 5x5 or 6x6, or maybe even smaller than that. Anyway, guys, so what it was, it's a plastic, hard plastic, acrylic kind of block. And now my cat wants to come and join me. Oh, great. Hopefully you guys don't hear her this time. And again, I'm really, really sorry. I'm just kind of pressed for time. So hopefully, I won't get too much of her meowing and purring in the background. Anyway, so what happens is, it's just that it's in a block form or oval form, and it has grid marks so that you can center your stamp in any which way, position it straight, and you put it on the stamp, the press, or the block or whatever, and then you put the ink down, and we'll get into inks another time. And then you put it down on the table after you put the paper down, and then you'll press it up and down, and it has like these little foam squares on the sides. Each side has like a foam square, so it's like 4 sides, and then you press it down. And why presto, it worked. I mean, for me, it didn't work all that great, because sometimes I would try and see if it worked off a table. I would just do it on a book, or I just didn't give it enough pressure. It's not really hard. It's pretty simple. But at that time, I was new to stamping, and once I kind of saw it demoed, I was like, oh, okay, now I understand a little bit more. When you're new to stamping, you try all these weird new things, but it is what it is. So my problem with that one is just that I didn't like the foam squares that much, and they are easily, I feel that they can get wrecked or ruined, especially if you have little ones. That's what happened to mine. My son decided that, oh, I want to play with this, and I didn't realize that he had it one day, and so that was that. But oh, now she wants to knock things down. Oh my god, I seriously am going to kill you, cat. Okay, so moving right along. So that's another, and I kind of find that it's reasonable, much more reasonable price than some of the other tools available out on the market. If you want to use background stamps, you can either get the MISTI, or you just take your background stamp and you put it on your table, ink it up, then place the paper on and use a scratch piece of paper to varnish it on the back, and you'll get a good image that way. And I will get into the MISTI in a second. There's also another tool, which is a is it foam, or I don't know what material it's made out of. I forgot. exactly what material it is made out of. But it's called the Stamper's Secret Weapon, and that's by Fiskars. It's something where it's black, and you put it down on your, it has no grid marks. It doesn't look like it has any type of grid marks that I can see. I've seen that also on YouTube. And again, it's by Sizzix. If you Google it, you'll probably see it. And again, that's the secret Stamper's Secret Weapon. Anyways, so you put your paper down. You'll get a block, which is basically an acrylic block. Excuse me. And you'll ink up your stamp. You'll stamp it down, and that cushion will help you get even amount of pressure, because it's all about the pressure and how to get it to work. The ratio right, because sometimes, you think you have enough pressure, and, and to be honest, as a stamper, the more you do it, the more you'll understand how much pressure to put, because, I kind of find that each stamp has a different, pressure tolerance, like some need more than others. So that's just my little tip. And they also have different size of blocks, acrylic blocks. And I would definitely say, you buy each and every size that you possibly can. Not the really huge ones, because the really huge ones are heavy. And again, if you have the larger Misty, you'll use that one. Or if you just use your table and then just do it that way. And I would say practice, get typing paper and kind of just practice that way, because typing paper is pretty inexpensive. Or typing paper, I'm showing my age. Computer paper, copy paper, typing paper. Oh, yes. I'm only 42, by the way, so. Alrighty. So moving right along on that one. So I would say definitely, and if you actually are happy with it, you may not be able to use your markers on some of these. I know that ink markers you wouldn't be, let me say ink markers. What I wanted to say with alcohol markers, you wouldn't be able to use it on the copy paper, because it would definitely bleed out. But if you wanted to use some type of other markers, like maybe, and watercolor markers wouldn't definitely be great. But like if you want to use your Tim Holtz markers, or if you want to use colored pencils, anything that would be okay. And for that type of work, I definitely would use archival ink, because, you could also use Memento ink, but each one is differently, and like I said, I will get into the inks a little later, and actually I'll do that next week. I will definitely because I want to get a little bit more information. Sometimes I feel like I'm not fully prepared, so I want to do my homework before I get into any inks. So, but I did do a little bit of my homework for this. So let's get going. Okay, so like I said, it's even amount of pressure, and they also have blocks that are kind of curved, because they kind of have a little bit of a rocking motion to it, so that it could stamp better. And again, you just need the appropriate size for each stamp, because it's better that way. It gives it the best amount of pressure possible. The Misty is a tool which is called, for a short, Misty is the incredible, the most incredible stamping tool, and is by My Sweet Petunia. And you can also get that in other stores. It's not just from their website. I know scrapbook.com has it, Cherry on Top, Simon Says Stamps, probably Blue Moon Stamping. You can Google it and see which stores have them. I know Amazon has it, and I will definitely give you guys, I'll put the names on and give you the manufacturer information, and then from there you guys can Google and search. So if you guys, because each store, like Blitsy may have a different price, Amazon may have a different price, so, and sometimes, because they have such good prices, they run out. So I'm going to talk about the Misty right now. I don't have one. The Misty comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. And they can retail for about $40 to $50. That's the small one. The next size is like $50 or $70, and I've seen the largest size retailed for $100. And when I was at the stamp booking convention, the stamp, what's this, scrapbook and stamp expo in New Jersey, this past summer, I saw them selling it. Woo, Nelly, can't talk today. Come on, get the word out. Sell. Okay, moving right along. Selling it for I think it was about that price, 100, or was it? Yeah, some more or less somewhere. I was really disappointed about that, and but yeah, we decided not to get it. And then I've been thinking on and off, trying to see whether or not reasonable prices, but every time I go to look, if it was on sale, it's gone. So the smaller ones would be, I guess, in my opinion, for cards. So yeah, if you are a huge card maker, I would definitely say get the small ones or the medium one, depending, what size cards you make. I think the small one would be great for the A2 size cards, but don't quote me on that one. You definitely would have to see the measurements. I think that the bigger one would be great for if you want to stamp your own type of designs or papers, or if you're going to do a stamping on the scrapbook layout. So if you kind of do both, you may want to get the large one and use it for both. You can use, I wouldn't say this because it's closed on all 4 sides. You kind of see it has like a little lip, and it looks like a box almost. It's with the acrylic top with the grid lines. It has like a foam little square. I've heard a little bit of discrepancy of whether or not if it comes with the paper inside or if you have to buy it. I know that it does come with like some type of foam padding. So yeah, and magnets. It definitely comes with, I think, 3 or 4 magnets to hold down your project. So that's really cool on that one as well. So again, you'll put your stamp on the lid. You'll ink it up, swing it down, and give it a nice good press. And then if it doesn't come on good, you right then and there, you just re-ink it. Don't move your paper, just re-ink it, and just bring it on down again until you get a nice crisp image. And that's the reason why people are really excited about that, because it gives them the option of redoing it, and also it makes stamping easier, because then okay, all I gotta do is stamp and press, stamp and press, stamp and press. So that's the reason why they've become popular. Now I have the We Are Memory Keepers Precision Press. It's 7x7. It has it's white and teal. The grid lines are in teal. It has like a foam padding on one corner, and it has grid lines on the bottom. Was there anything about the grid lines that I wanted to say? I'm double checking. And it has the measurements on the top and on the side, and it has like a lip on 2 sides, and the rest of it is open. So 2 sides are closed and 2 sides are open. And right now I'm just finding that unlike the Misty, it is only good. It seems only good, and I have to double check. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I'm going to be double checking with the company. It doesn't do stamping for red rubber stamps. I'm having issues with that, so I'm going to definitely contact them. So in terms of red rubber stamps, either I would say get the Misty or the or use acrylic blocks for that. Again, I am definitely going to be, and once I get the information, I will definitely pass that along to you guys so that you guys can make a decision whether or not which one do you want. The Friskers Punch also held stamps, red rubber stamps, so that wasn't a problem. And so yeah, so like I said, this one, the reason why it's open is to accommodate different size papers and work on. Oh, there you guys go, fighting again when mommy's doing a podcast. You guys are bad girls. Hey. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, guys, moving right along. My apologies on that one. I don't know. It seems as they get older, they fight more. So yeah, so that's the reason why, and it doesn't have any type of magnets to hold on the paper, and if you don't have it up against a corner or something like that, it will shift. So I would suggest maybe using some painter's tape, some type of low tack tape, and if you find that the tape that you're using will rip your paper, just kind of neutralize it by using it a couple of times, like roll it up a little and just use it on your clothes or the back of your hand, and then use it that way. Or you can always use washi tape, which is very low tack, any kind that you don't like. But I would definitely recommend some painter's tape. Actually, believe it or not, this is going to sound funny, the cheaper the better, because just as much as I know. And sometimes the cheap price ones are good, so you definitely may have to test it out on, again, printer paper, so that you don't wreck your project and be emailing me or commenting, I ripped my paper, that's you. So yeah, so I would definitely check it out before, you give it a test run before you do anything. And also, these stamping tools also help not with just one layer stamping. They also kind of help you plan out your stamping in terms of, where the sentiment's going to be. You can stamp the sentiment and the main image at the same time. You can do masking, which is basically you'll stamp out the image, you cut it out with masking sheet, or they used a lot of them use full sticky sheets, like the office supply stuff. It's a full sticky in the back, and what you do is you'll cut out the image after you stamp it out, which is fussy cutting again, or precision cutting, and you'll just do that, and then you'll stamp your images the way the first image that you want to be in the front or will be the first image you stamp, and then the rest will be in the foreground and in the back. So that's how that would work if you guys are ever interested in doing that type of stamping. Or you can use something called Frisket or masking fluid. You can do that, and then you'll let it dry, and then you'll stamp it. A lot of crafters use that only when they're going to color in an image with, like, the background with, like, acrylics or even watercolors, which is a huge big thing. That is that. Like I said, I am having a little bit of difficulties with this press. In terms of that, I'm not getting, I don't know if it's just intended for clear stamps, which again, it's just clear. It has no color to it at all. And a lot more companies, like from what I remember, Greeting Farm was just a red rubber stamp, and now they seem to be making clear stamps, which is awesome. So yeah, that's I'm definitely going to one day have to make a video so that you guys can see. I know it's a little hard to understand what it is that I'm talking about, but definitely I will be making some videos soon. Like I said, I know I've been just so busy had open school night, dealing with the tween and things like that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I will definitely either try to do it on Thanksgiving, or I will definitely do it on Wednesday for another podcast. Come back, all right? If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them down below, or if you feel like emailing me, please email me at Eileen@EileenLittleCrofter.com. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.